What's going on, guys? We're heading into the last part of 2018, and I think it's only natural that I kind of reflect and look back over the past year, but also kind of look forward and predict the next year. And you guys are going to see that with my content over the next couple weeks. I'm going to be putting together some top 5 or top 10 type lists that either reflect and maybe give some props to brands or products or trends that really killed it over the last year, or we're going to be looking at some of those same things and maybe trying to predict the future, which I think is going to be, really insightful and valuable to you guys. But before I kind of get started into this first topic, if you guys do have anything you guys want me to cover on these types of pieces of content, these list content pieces, make sure you guys do comment below. I'll put them into consideration, and if they are something I think is going to be valuable or insightful or maybe even just entertaining to you guys, I'll try to put that content together. But without further ado, let's get this first one started. This piece of content is going to be the top 5 functional food and beverage product trends for 2019. Number 1 on the list has been gaining momentum over these last couple years, and arguably it's been part of the functional food and beverage product growth for quite a while. And what I'm talking about here is gut health, or digestive wellness. And kind of the gut health, digestive wellness product section and just education of society has really surrounded the further understanding of kind of the human microbiome. And I'm not a science guy, so I'm not going to get into some crazy breakdowns of all the insights that have been gained over the last year. But these kind of products, the products that I'm talking about, are generally ones that are surrounding maybe probiotics, prebiotics, some aspects of fiber. Growth and popularity of yogurt was kind of the point where I think mass consumers started to maybe understand this need to focus on gut health and digestive wellness. There's been some other food and beverage products that have kind of moved out of bleeding edge and into mainstream. The best example that I could use is kombucha. Year over year, it's about a 40% growth, and I think retail sales this year should hit over $1 billion. No longer is kombucha one of those hippie, weird hippie drinks that maybe is only consumed in a city like where I live in Austin or Seattle or Portland. This is now a beverage category that people are paying attention to. The one driver, the one key, what I'm paying attention to is a certain diet that's gaining some traction with CPG manufacturers, and it's surrounding an acronym, and I'm gonna botch it, I'm sure, but it's FODMAP, which stands for fermentable oligo, di, and monosaccharide and polyols. Again, probably botched it. Don't shoot me, dietitians. Don't shoot me, food scientists. But and why this diet is could be paramount to this gut health and digestive wellness movement is it's a diet that's kind of surrounding people that suffer from irritable bowel syndrome, which I'm sure you guys have heard people that either self-diagnose themselves or are actually diagnosed from a doctor. In America, I think it's about 45 million people have irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS. So this is a big kind of category for CPG brands to focus on. And what I think is interesting about this diet as a whole is that it seems to be, pretty well supported, with dietitians and kind of the medical community, science community. It also seems to be kind of picking up momentum with just like consumer searches, like Google searches. You also see some food and beverage manufacturers that are kind of adopting a labeling aspect to alert people of their food and beverages that kind of meet this diet. But what I think is most important about this diet is it's one of those diets where you can feel the difference, which most diets there's not a lot of sensory, and this one provides that for people that are either self-diagnosing themselves or have a medical diagnosis of IBS. So primarily because of that last reason, honestly, I think it could be a diet that really takes off. And because of that, I think it's going to help gut health. I think it's going to help digestive wellness, and it's going to help any functional food and beverage brand that comes out with products that are kind of mapped to that diet, or just kind of the propositions around gut health and digestive wellness. A good transition, because we were talking about sensory. My second trend for 2019 with functional food and beverage products is going to be CBD. Right now, there's just a lot of things changing with CBD regulatory wise that may inhibit the kind of the mass consumers getting their hands on CBD in 2019. Just this past, I think, week or two, there's been some different changes, but until there's a change in the law federally, I think there's still going to be some resistance that happen with CBD. But I'm extremely bullish on CBD because it provides a sensory ingredient. In functional CPG, sensory is kind of king. Sensory is what we all hope to find, because if people can feel it, it gives you a better chance of getting long-term buy-in on a specific product category. So if you think like some certain, really big product categories, energy drinks, that's something easy that you can feel. Same as maybe alcohol, beer, wine, all that kind of stuff. Again, you can feel the effects of it. It has a lot of buy-in long-term if you like one of those feelings of an energy drink or an alcoholic beverage. But CBD is on that kind of level, and kind of marijuana. But let's focus on CBD for this video, just because I think that's the better chance in 2019 to kind of be able to hit with food and beverage products. If you guys read headlines over these past probably 6 months, it seems like every major food and beverage manufacturer is somehow alluding to either some strategic partnerships with kind of marijuana and CBD, or they're sharing some of their future plans to work with the ingredient. That just kind of shows you that this is primed to be huge whenever it kind of gets the handcuffs off of it. Quite honestly, from the meetings and things that I've been in, people are salivating around the idea of to put CBD in functional food and beverages. And kind of another macro take on it is that, we've become extremely over-caffeinated, overstimulated with just energy supplements and energy drinks and coffee and tea and everything. As Americans, we could really benefit from, some relaxation, some, maybe some sleep benefits, some pain relief that's not a narcotic. And my hope is that, this is able to kind of get out there. I think it's one of those ingredients that is a game changer. So moving into my kind of third functional food and beverage product trend in 2019 is going to be surrounding sugar and kind of the demonization of sugar, the further hatred towards sugar. Quite honestly, sugar had a really bad year in 2018. I don't know when it's had a great year, but it's definitely not been in 2018. And there's going to be some further hurt for sugar coming in 2019, because there's a new kind of food labeling requirement where food manufacturers have to break out added sugars from naturally occurring sugars. So I think just having that breakout be on food labeling, middle America, mainstream consumers are going to start paying way more attention to, added sugars or just sugar content in general. And I think that it's going to create a lot of issues with brands that maybe are low sugar or kind of middle of the road type of sugar. I think there's going to be a few years where people are going to try to understand maybe what's a good amount of added sugars, what's a good amount of naturally occurring sugars. It's going to take a lot of kind of re-education of consumers. So I think initially people are going to just be in a shock period. Either there's going to be consumers that just don't care at all and it doesn't matter, or there's going to be the opposite side where maybe you're going to see that there's going to be a product that maybe has a few grams of added sugar, and that product is demonized, even though it's not really anything that a consumer should have to worry about, especially in a especially maybe in a functional food and beverage application where some of those sugars could be utilized in a way that's maybe helpful post-workout or in some endurance applications. But I think overall, functional food and beverage brands are going to need to take notice of that change and make sure that their products are positioned in a way that eliminates that hurdle for somebody to try their products. And I think you're going to see, some companies shifting some of their usage of sugars to natural type of sweeteners, maybe even like whole food type sweeteners with like agave syrup or honey. And I think these are going to be changes that you see over the next year, where there's going to be a shift in winners and losers, and brands are going to have to figure out how to correct that in kind of this new food labeling environment. Moving into my number 4 trend that I see within functional food and beverages in 2019. This is one that I touched on a little bit in a piece of video content that I did for Price Plow. And this was around consumers moving to kind of highly specialized diet protocols or eating plans. And I think as kind of this better for you, healthier for you trend kind of continues, consumers that are kind of getting more educated on, maybe clean labels or transparent ingredients or what is best to consume for their particular lifestyle, you're going to see more and more consumers that are vegan or paleo or keto or carnivore diet or any of these types of these more extreme eating habits. And because of that, functional food and beverage brands are going to need to come out with products that meet those diets. So you're going to see a lot more that are going to be really hardlined in their propositions and their product formulations, in a lot of the marketing romance language and call outs that you see on packaging, different icons or seals that you're going to see that really note if these meet the requirements with those specialized diets. You're going to see these words getting thrown around a lot more with CPG products in the next year. On the flip side of sugar having a bad year, I think we're going to see whole food diets having a great year. We're going to see fats having a good year. We're seeing like alternative vegan style meat products having a great year. And sort of the last functional food and beverage CPG product trend that I see in 2019 happening is just this continuation of convenience, the convenience proposition with single servings on the go. These things are going to continue to see more and more products shifting to that packaging style. I think what will further grow the number 4 trend that I talked about, with just kind of these extreme eating habits, is CPG firms get around the idea of offering convenient style, portable, snack type items that fit those extreme diet protocols. But expect to see a lot more like single serve, plant-based type of bars. You're going to see more meat style snacks. You're going to see, I think eggs are going to be a pretty big one this year. I think you're going to see a lot more RTD type of beverages that fit different eating habits. I think that more and more traditional style, larger format foods are going to be shifted into these smaller on the go and single serving packs over the next year. But I hope you guys enjoyed this piece of content. 5 functional food and beverage product trends that I kind of see happening in 2019. We're definitely more on the safe bet. But before I let you guys go, if you guys had some different predictions for 2019 with functional food and beverage trends, make sure you guys comment below. Would love to see your guys' thoughts, especially if you guys want to go out on a limb and kind of go crazy with a prediction or two. But we will wrap this video up here. If you guys did enjoy this content, you guys got some value out of this content, hit the thumbs up button. That helps me out more than you guys even understand. If you guys are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. And if you guys want to give me a follow on any of my social media, all of those links are down in the description. But I want to thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to listen to me on this. Again, I hope you guys got some value out of it, and I'll see you guys on the next video.